All right, we're joined now by the president of the Toronto Maple Leafs and alternate governor, and also the current holder of the #1 NHL draft pick this year in Buffalo. Brendan Shanahan is with us. So are you taking Austin Matthews?
We're going to have to wait till we get to Buffalo.
Well, what was going through your mind when the cards were being pulled out tonight?
It was more dramatic, I think, than I expected. I overheard a couple of the guys up there say the exact same thing. So, once it got to that 4 spot, that's when the three of us were separated and wait a little while longer. So I think it was a good feeling after that.
Brendan, no organization's been the butt of jokes like the Toronto Maple Leafs over the many decades now. Practically, we know what #1 means to you or any other team, but what does it mean emotionally for you and this organization?
Well, the whole city needed a win in some sort, and even if it's at this point just a lottery draft, we'll take it. But we know, and the group that we have here knows how much work has to go into this still. But I agree with you, Nick. You grew up here. I grew up here. There have been jokes about this team for decades. We're determined to change that. We want people to be proud of being Maple Leaf fans, not being ashamed of it. But the first thing that we had to do was change the product in the dressing room, on the ice. And this is another big step toward doing what we want to do.
So coming into today and moving towards the draft, I'm sure the Leafs have many different plans, scenarios, depending on your draft position. How does tonight accelerate that program?
Well, first pick overall, without telling you who, we had our draft meetings actually last week, and it was interesting because we didn't know where we were going to pick. Right. So it's not like we were able to sort of say, this is who we're taking. But with the 12 picks we already have and the scouting staff being led by Mark Hunter, who's done a fabulous job in just 1 year, not just through the draft, but through free agency and through some of his help in some of the trades that we've made. We've really improved our prospect pool. So we won't get ahead of ourselves, and we won't, put too much pressure on any one individual. This is a team game, and it's great to have, the #1 pick overall into the fold. And he's going to help a lot of people that are already here and a lot of people that are on their way up here.
I know it's early, but could you see any circumstance where you guys would trade the pick?
Can I just enjoy it for a little while?
I always ask these questions.
Is this why you go last?
Yes.
Is this why you go last?
Yes.
Is this why they set you furthest away from me?
Yes.
Okay.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
You got to ask. You got to ask.
Can I ask you if this accelerates your thinking of free agency? Because really, come July 1st, it's like you can sign 2 great players, impactful players.
I don't know that it really affects that. Now, I've known about this now for about 6 minutes. So I think our plan remains our plan, and we're going to look for every avenue we can to make our team better. We're not going to take shortcuts, but at the same time, you do that through the draft, you do that through free agency, you do that through as many shrewd trades as you can. You're going to make mistakes along the way, but we've got some good people in place. And our summer is still our summer. We still have more work to do. This is not the end of it for us. It's really, in some ways, just the beginning.
Brendan, let's just assume you do not trade the pick and you do take Austin Matthews. You got a kid walking into this situation with so much pressure on him. How much of what your job is, as a guy who was a top player in the league, is to work with him on the personal and emotional side of what this really is?
Well, you have to remember that anybody going first overall is somebody that has been a heralded star probably since he was 12 years old. Every tournament, every league he's played on, every team he's played on, he's used to pressure. He's used to being the guy, used to being expected to perform. So that being said, I can't say enough about having a guy like Mike Babcock and Lou Lamoriello in place. I think a lot of the comments I heard back from our players this year was that they felt safe in Toronto. And I think that is a product of us really pushing the team first and individual second. So it's really all just about team success here. And the more good players we have, the more team success we'll have. And there'll be lots of praise to go around. There'll be plenty of praise to go around everybody if we have success as a team.